quick video about using your MIDI controller with not Ableton, AUM is what I mean to say, and how you would set it up. So I had a subscriber who said or asked the question. He said he understands he needs AUM, but he was confused on how to get back and forth with cables. And he's basically using a USB-C iPad Pro and an MPC Key 37. He wants them to work together, sending audio and MIDI back and forth. So he watched a video that was on the Roland P6. However, to get MIDI back and forth through here, the MIDI part is easy. So you hook your controller up. Here's a MIDI channel in AUM. But let's say you have a device like this piano here and you want to run the MIDI to this device. All you do is click on this little hamburger meal. Let me get the mouse here. This probably will be easier. Okay, so get the MIDI mouse. You'll see my launch key is right here. If you have the other, the Akai, you're gonna see the Akai. And when you click it, you should see one say MIDI out. So that's what you wanna click on. And that will allow you to use your MIDI. So that's pretty simple to get your MIDI going. If you look down here, you can filter channels if you need to. So you have up to 16, right? Now I don't have the Akai MPK 30 Mini 37 anymore. But in the global settings, you can change the MIDI channel if you want. I know that because I had it for a little while. And then you can adjust. But if you just leave it on all, where they're all active, you can change it. Now, each time you put a new device in, you're going to need, so if I put this one in, you're going to need to attach the MIDI to this one and then deattach it from this one. Otherwise, it will play both of these devices at the same time. That would sound terrible. But anyway, that's the principal point for MIDI. Now, some devices will allow you to see the MIDI in and out, depending on the device you use. So let's see if we can find one. I think it works that way with Scalar, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check. I haven't used Scalar on the iPad in a minute. See here, MIDI inputs and outputs. So you would set the MIDI input as the launch key, and then the output would go to the actual device. So in this case, let's say you want to control this. MIDI in would be your controller. So you're sending MIDI from the keyboard out into this, okay? And then the other source is MIDI out into the device that you're trying to control. Hold on, I got this going here. Let me turn that off. So if you route MIDI through a MIDI device, in other words, here's an example. If you use Atom, you would have to route the MIDI in and then out. Now, another way to look at it is look at the matrix. Here's the matrix. So you could click the point that matches here, this box, to this, to go from out of here to into here. And then you would find the scalar here, click this box to go from your launch key into scalar. So you could use this device up here to map it. It's pretty quick actually up here. Or you can do it this way, whichever way works for you. There's two options. The matrix is easy for some people. They visualize where they want, and anything you click in that box, that maps it. See? So that's one way to do it. All right, now let's talk about the audio. To get the audio to go out, it has to be something plugged in. So you're not, on an iPad, you only have one USB-C. So I did a video about this little cable that has a splitter. It's a Y, what we call a Y cable. Check that out, where it has two USB-Cs on the end. You can get them with three, and you'll need something like that to be able to route the audio out. I'll try to post that video so that you can see it. Anybody that's interested in it, it's on my channel. I just don't remember where it's at because I've been doing a lot of videos. So, but basically, you're going to be able to send the audio out. Now, down here, if you look at the bottom, think of this top as in, this section here is effects, and this section here is the out. Okay, so if you click here, hardware out, it's right now going through my Beats Fit Pro. Hardware in is the iPad microphone in this particular case. But if you go over here in the settings, you can also see where your output and inputs are. So if you click here, you can see the outputs and inputs you have. This is your output right here. Now, right now I only have one output, so there's no other options. If it's something plugged into the USB-C, whatever goes into it last is what will be the output. That's the way iOS works, okay? So when you plug in a splitter to split the signal, you're gonna plug your keyboard into one, right? The Midi, USB-C Midi, and then the other one you would put your headphones. Or if you don't want to use Bluetooth, I'm just using it to do this video, but you want to use headphones, okay? So you'd plug that in last, and then that would represent that. Okay, this is under settings if you're wondering where I see this at. So the menu is right here. It's a hamburger menu. Open the settings, and here's your output and input. Okay, pretty simple. All right, I think that's it for this video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. Or if I don't know the answer, I'll try to figure it out and maybe do a video on it. All right, appreciate you guys, and I'm out.